Well, hey, y'all, you know we got a great beginning over there on the CoyoteClub.com. If you haven't been over there lately, take a look. It's new and improved and shining like sunshine itself, you know. And, wow, it's been the dawning of some revelation here this morning as we've been going through our emotions here in the ocean of love, rocking and rolling, being the wind of love that's compelling a wave of love into life, recreating, regenerating life all over the place and having a great time doing it. Oh, yes, ain't we, baby? It's more fun to dance with Grandpa in the morning than it is anybody else on this earth, I tell you. If you don't believe me, come on over here and try it. I'm just right here in Crestonia, though I am going to get out and travel a bit this year. You know, it's one of those dreams I got to facilitate, you know. One of those I got to give some material substance to. So I can bring this Coyote Medicine Show to you wherever you happen to be flowing. And we can be rocking and rolling wherever we want to be. And, you know, maybe I'll make it a worldwide journey sometime. Who knows? I got a few years left on me. Let's have some fun, shall we? But because I like to live in such dreams. I don't like to just dream them. I mean, if I'm going to sit there and dream about it, I got to be it, you know. I got to, it's a good one, that is, you know. So, you know, really, it's like, wow. So we're all about personal empowerment, you know, realizing our place in creation and how we awaken to that creation and become the flow of that creation through ourselves. You know, I really am starting to catch on to that. And let me put my little newspaper down here. And I'm really starting to understand what that means, you know, to be in the attitude of creation. You see, that's where creation's created. You know, the mind can barely conceive of it, you know, because it feels like it has to be manipulative and controlling in order to be creation, but that's untrue. You see, and it's disproven that many times over already. It knows that. So as your heart awakens, you feel this flow of creation. I describe it as a spiral coming out of your chest. You know what I mean? Into the creation around you, a rainbow spiral, a flow of love. See, there's this golden shaft of life that comes down through your head. Yes, indeedy. Right through your heart, down through your feet into the earth, and it flows back that direction and back. I mean, it's a continual thing, just like the weather and the rain and the sunshine. And it's a cycle. But it's continual. It doesn't go away. It's always there. That's our spiritual umbilical cord. That's our essence of life. That's our connection to all of life. Because, you know, we've externalized it in this way. But that's the source heart of the mother love. That's in the Father, of course, but the mother love, the golden light. See, don't let people tell you that light is white. That's the reflective light. And that's cool, all right, but it's pure when it's gold. If it's white, it's not quite right. It's still done in the night. It's still done in the darkness. There's haziness there. There's not clarity. There's awakening. Yes, you can see a lot by the light of the moon. And its energy is strong because it's empowered by what? The sun. Again, the divine male, masculine, and feminine together as one. Without the sun, there would be no moon. You see, there'd be no reflective light. No power in the moon. The sun empowers the moon the same way the moon empowers the sun to give it that light, you see. They're together. Same way the earth is. Now there's your triad again, you see. The sun, the reflective sun, the earth. That's one. Got all these threes kicking around all over this reality, don't we? Yeah. So, you know, realizing then our essential core self, you know, through such metaphorical representations as that. And they are indeed metaphors, and we live in a metaphor, which means what we live in is kind of a charade. A way to help people catch on to what's really happening. We try to act it out the way you do in charades. You know what charades is? That's when, without words, you're supposed to convey, when you're semi-drunk, at a party atmosphere, to a group of people, you're supposed to convey a word. They're supposed to get a word, and you're supposed to act it out, you know, without words, before them through physical presence. You see, that's what charades is, you know. It's it's a metaphorical representation of our metaphorical life. A funny little game like that. It truthfully is, you see. So we're living in the divine metaphor continually. We live as a charade. We're trying to help each other catch on and get the word, right? Love is the answer, of course, because there never was a question. We play the game because we enjoy charades. It's a lot of fun. And acting, hell, you don't get a better career than that. And we all do it. We all get to play these little roles here and have our own unique little personality and characteristic and caricature and all that good shit. It's a rockin' reality, man, you know, and it's just fun to be it. That's why we line up at the door. Even though we know we're going to get a whole big dose of suffering to go with it, who gives a shit, man? Let's rock. We can rock and roll. We know how to suffer and flow and get out of it, don't you know? Yeah, indeed, we come unstuck. You know, sooner or later, you do like me, you retire yourself, get out of the truck, and head for the euphonic presence. You know, you betcha, man, where you can travel not just a few miles around Turtle Island here, but cover the vast nature of the universe in a heartbeat and be anywhere you want to be. Totally transported because you're there already. You know, you're in all of creation, you can be anywhere. Ooh, when you realize this, baby, you talk about empowerment. No wonder the Goonies hate the Mary Jane, because it helps you think this way. That and other so-called psychoactive substances that are really nature's way of saying, return to me, I am your heart, don't you see? And, you know, standing there bare-chested, just waiting to embrace you. And how crazy can you be to refuse that? You see, and we all have. We've all turned our back on it and run like hell saying, Mommy, you're too much. I can't stand that kind of love. We felt so condemned and destroyed by the reality we created around us. So we couldn't even look our mother in the eye for the longest of time. Therefore, we denied her presence and made her into a merciless god of a male presence. Sheesh. Did we ever get it wrong or what? But just like everything else in this reality, it's okay. We lived it. We did it that way. It's all right. Nothing wrong with it. It's beautiful in its form of expression, but it just ain't truthful. And it dissolves away as you step into your mother's arms and allow her to embrace you once again. Do you know how long it's been? I can tell you, babies, because I've lived it. Since day one in this creation, when we stepped away from Mama and never wanted to go back again, we thought to be independent souls with independent hearts that were here to live in a less than functional way, really. Very limited in our expressions, but very personal, very individuated. Arr! Don't you get near me, you know? And the whole of life took that reflection on, that fearful creation of individuation. Stepping away from the mother's love, even while living in the midst of it, and it surrounds you and automatically programs you, you know, to move through life in certain ways, you know, to start as a baby child and work your way up to a dying old man or dying old woman, as the case may be. Death becomes you when birth happens to you, you see. They're both the same only. And all that experience in between, a creation of our heart. All of it. The slavery right along with the slave masters and the slavees, as the case may be. See, there's all these metaphorical stories, you know, in our historical context that have been, you know, whitewashed pretty bad, but there's still all these historical stories of set my people free, let my people go, you know, etc., you know, and always the liberators that, you know, the unconscious ones in slavery and the liberators that bring them out of it, you know. Again, the great metaphor, a suggestion of what we're really up to here. You know, we had to enslave ourselves in order to set ourselves free, to fix that little anomaly we'd created in our own reality. As the children, gods of the universe, baby, we were just starting to learn in creation when this happened. And now we know how to deal with anomalies, and we'll do it a whole lot better the next time if there ever is another one. You know, I mean, we are what we are. We flow with the life, and we take what comes, knowing that we're completely protected in it. That we can be sitting there broken, busted, and, you know, just about ready to get kicked out of our home, etc. and some little miracle will happen, and all of a sudden we'll have food and friends and happiness, and our place becomes party central, and nobody wants to kick you out. You're paid up for the next 25 years. Stay there as long as you want. Things like this happen when you live in the dream. When you allow the dream to flow through you. When you allow the heart to create it. You let the mental presence relax and become a part of that flow. And not the process. Just a part of the process. You see, it is a processor. And it's kind of been micro too. You know, it's been a microprocessor for quite some time. Now we want to maximize its function. And the only way to do that is by allowing it to function in the heart. There's a reflection of the mind in the heart, which really is the real mind. That's like little Sparky at the center of the universe, the origin of all life. That's that mind in the heart. And seeing the heart and that mind are one thing. You don't even know it's there unless you go and examine it sometime. You see, you don't even know it's there unless you're living it, right? And see, I just been giving it to you right there, helping you see and awaken to what's already there. To just be who you are, see. So we're going to take the CoyoteClub.com. We're going to make it Dream Central. It already kind of is in a way, but I'm going to make it really focused. You can come on there and share your dreams. And the people of the Vibe Tribe will help you empower them. And maybe we'll merge dreams. And we'll take elements of this one and elements of that one, and we'll merge into a larger dream. And maybe as we pursue our personal dreams, our personal visions of what should be, maybe we're assembling little specks of a total dream that's huger and larger than all of us, yet is given right from inside of us. And we can literally create that dream on a website, on the internet. See? Boldly go where no person's gone before, to do what others don't even think of doing, because your heart is active. And it's very creative, and it wants you to return to being the creation, consciously present in itself. It's felt itself too. It's felt the grief of the absence too. It's been a two-sided thing. But we learn to honor the grief so that we could finally let go and transform it into something that made us a little more confident and connected with all of life. Just like everything in this reality, it's 180 degrees from what it looks like. It's not just the way it is. It's the way it be, according to the heart. Can you let your heart then become creation? Will you let it? See, that's all you got to do is just let it. And I'm talking to myself too. Like I say, I'm still just discovering this creative heart and how it really does work the ways I've been describing, how you can really create for yourself the most perfect life you ever wanted to be in, whether it remains in an economic 3D reality or something far beyond that, where we're a lot more compassionate and sharing. So come on over to thecoyoteclub.com. I'll get some pages up this week, or this weekend, as the case may be. We're already up to Thrilling Thursday now, so probably the weekend I'll get some pages up to facilitate all that. Take a little bit of mechanical engineering, but we'll figure it out, you know. For a crusty old fart, I do all right on these pewters, eh? Yes, indeedy, wouldn't you say? I built that website from my heart, man. It's a beautiful thing. And see, because I want to do a little traveling this year, you know, I'm going to have to facilitate myself with a little camper and so forth, so I have a station, a radio station on wheels. I can take it anywhere, you know, and broadcast from anywhere, pretty much, as long as I'm within a cell phone signal or got a hardwire hookup somewhere through a friendly coffee shop. I think that's one way, too, of getting this done in a more commercial way, is like allowing some little coffee shops, allowing me to come in and do my little show there, and then, you know, because of the increased business, they give me a little tip, and away we go. I got gas money and grub money, and I'm on my way, baby, you see. So if you'd like Old Coyote to be able to share with you, well, I'm going to share that dream on the Dream Central there on thecoyoteclub.com. That's what we'll call it. It's Dream Central. And it's there for you to share your dreams too, and we empower one another. When we see the dream, we live the dream with you and create it together, you see. And this is how we retrain ourselves back into our creative selves and step beyond the very technology that brought us together in the first place. See beyond the whole illusion of the 3D and take it with us too, all the experience, valued, gratefully so, don't you know? So put that in your pipe and smoke on it, babies. We'll be creating that here pretty quick on thecoyoteclub.com. Coyotes with a K, clubs with a K. And if you want to help us out a little bit, you can donate along the way, or you can grab a little Coyote calendar or one of our sweet little love mugs there that I hand and print those Coyote Club mugs. They're fun too, man. I try to keep it simple. I know I got a lot of options on there right now. Perhaps I'll have to reduce them down to a little less complicated place. Keep things simple, you know. But we'll make it Dream Central. It's all about, and it always was. It's a support portal for all of us. The Vibe Tribe, Grandpa, Spirit Wind Productions, etc. That's exactly what it is. But that means it's a support portal for all of creation. And this is where we begin it, babies. This is where we start to live it, see? This is where the rubber hits the road. I told you, we don't bullshit you here. It sounds like it sometimes, but we don't bullshit you here on the Coyote Medicine Show. We only share with you the truth, the reality that we're living in that moment. So we're kind of like a chronology of creation bringing itself back to life in the human being, right? You see, we're a chronologer in a way, man. We got a little verbal blog here going on, rocking and rolling along with a whole lot of great tunage. And that's another part of the aspect of the dream we got to work on, too. The ASCAPs and the BMIs are getting greedy for some reason, and they're trying to shut down us little stations by overtaxing us for the use of music, you know. And they're shutting down little cafes from musical venues, too, because they're greedy. They want too much money. They don't want to allow music to be what music is, a work of art. They want it to be, you know, art for art's sake, money for God's sake kind of thing. So we just have to help those people soften up a bit. Take a little different stance. You know, you musicians who are part of that, put some pressure on these bitches. You know, they're not doing right by you. You're losing revenue because they're so goddamn greedy and it's pissing people off. You see? They gotta be a little mellower. You understand the freedom in your music. And you're not so damn greedy that you gotta have every damn little dime out of it, are you? For real? I mean, just let it go. I know you get screwed out of it anyway, so who cares? Music is meant to be free. And after a certain stage and you've made so much on it, just set it free. Let go of the copyrights. Disenfranchise these mother truckers, these corporate assholes that are trying to ruin our reality, you know, and poison it again. Let's just love them right out of it, shall we? But show them how it's done. Same way I'm doing with the Coyote Club. You musicians that are members of ASCAP and BMI, show them how it's done. Disenfranchise the copyright. Don't let them have it anymore. Screw them. They take all of it away from you anyway. How much are they really sharing with you? Not very damn much, I know. That's the nature of the music business. How many? Look at poor old John Fogerty. 30 years. He couldn't even sing his own songs in public. Do we want that kind of shit carrying on? Do we want little radio stations like this put out of business because somebody thinks they got to be greedier than others? I don't think so. I think, you know, you guys, you know, if you can talk to these people, I don't know who they are, but if you can talk to them, get them to back off a little bit, leave the local venues alone, you know, let them have their cover songs. So what? Who cares if you don't get 3 cents out of it every time it's sung in public, you know? I mean, get off of your high horse. Who the hell do you think you are? You know, you're not the owner of the universe. The universe owns you. You're an instrument, just like I am. And everybody else in this reality, too. So let the universe play you. Let your heart tell you what to do here. But it's time to disempower these greedy inclinations. It's got to start somewhere. So I'm going to put that on my dream page, too. Pet peeve. New dream. The music industry relaxes and lets it go, and lets the people have the music of their heart and soul. It's their medicine, don't you know? Our medicine. Created of the one heart of the mother love in us all, babies. If you don't believe me, listen to a little more of this tunage that I play here. You'll catch on, John, and Jane will be in love with you again, and the jungle will be free of idiots and insanity, don't you see? And life will go back to living itself naturally and happily so, because that's what it wants to do, don't you know? And we correct the anomaly that way. And we're doing it literally and physically. Now, forgive me if I get a little sour about that music thing, but it really is. It's time for this kind of stuff to stop. We've had enough. And we don't need to be this way with one another ever again. And somebody's got to set the example, start the damn flow somewhere. And it's up to you guys. You guys and gals in the music industry. The guys and gals that we honor every day here by playing your tunage. You got the wheel. You got the strings. You got the copyrights. Tell them to screw off. Tell them your music's a heart of love. A movement of love. A motion of love. And it's unstoppable. And they can just quit being greedy and go sit in the corner for a little while till they figure it out. Give them a dunce cap or something. No, we don't do that. We don't punish anybody for anything. We just hold up a reflective mirror and say, look, you like what you see? And usually they don't. See how reflective even an element of anger can be, eh? You know, when you get all indignant and judgmental about shit. But it's because you're feeling wounded. You're feeling picked on. You're feeling out of place, powerless again, you know. So you have to do something to reassert your power. That's where the anger comes from, you see. But see, it's also a valuable tool in the treasure chest of the heart to be used very sparingly. But there is a time and a place for that. Doesn't mean you ever lash out or strike out. Because I'm not talking about rage. It's a very different thing. Anger is simply the need to rectify an injustice, an anomaly in our creation. See, we're learning. We're becoming the spiritual mechanics of the universe. We're training ourselves into it by living through the anomalies, babies. And we're catching on in a very big sort of way. Even myself, you watch me process this shit here on the radio, man. And that's something. God, people, when you live the life, then it is the life. How about that? Coyote Medicine Show, your morning wake-up call and so much more. Here on the Hazy Radio Network, with Grandpa Coyote and friends, man. Talk about empowering, eh? Oh, baby, I love your way.